Greetings, traveler. Tell me, do you by chance like Divinity series? And what about Baldur's Gate and Neverwinter Nights? Maybe you also remember Planescape Torment. Welcome folks, Scimitar here, and I simply want to share a few lines about very promising RPG that's now been in development, called Realms Beyond: Ashes of the Fallen. Yes, there are already obviously plenty of similar projects on the market, and especially in indie segment, but not each project has the same depth of attention to setting and details. Developers show enormous amount of dedication, and while of course only time will show, Realms Beyond looks incredibly promising as for a project in very early development stage. So that's why I decided to simply tell you more about this game. Realms Beyond is a classic single-player RPG featuring a party-based character system and tactical turn-based combat, and a party system that allows you to control up to 6 characters at any time. It is inspired by the classic RPGs of the 80s and 90s. In Realms Beyond, you will find the tactical turn-based combat of the Gold Box games, Temple of Eternal Evil and Dark Sun, the world exploration and camp management of games like Realms of Arcania, the interactivity and living world of Ultima, the choice-driven quest and reactivity of Fallout and Arcanum, and the rich NPC interaction of Baldur's Gate and Planescape Torment, along with fresh new features that haven't been seen before in this genre. That's what developers are stating. Main features of the game are the next: a complex turn-based combat system featuring hundreds of spells, feats and actions, custom-built isometric graphics engine that combines zoomable 2D and 3D technology and great level of details in handcrafted levels. An open world, believable NPCs, cultures, factions, societies, and a centuries-long history. Creation of a party of up to 6 characters, where you can choose from 7 different races and 8 different classes, and completely customizable appearance, equipment, feats and skills. More than 100 spells, each with unique and stunning visual effects. Fully interactive environment, 1,000 or more of individual items to use and interact with. An epic background story, massive quests, hordes of monsters and other enemies, and a world where you can also create your own adventures, campaigns, or even entire worlds using the powerful RPG engine of Realms Beyond. The game world itself is a fantasy universe that was shaken by the Great Cataclysm half of a century ago. Volcanoes erupted and earthquakes ravaged the countryside. In the wake of this cataclysm, maps were redrawn and oppressed populations took advantage of the turmoil and declared their independence from their former overlords. And this new world offers opportunities for those who wish to leave their mark on it. World map is spanning multiple kingdoms across 2 continents. The player's party can freely travel across the world map and discover new locations through exploration. But when it comes to exploration, not all areas are equal. Your party moves much faster, for example, on the roads than on open terrain. Forests and mountains block your line of sight, and hostile environments such as deserts and volcanic ashlands will be a drain of your resources. World map is a persistent and dynamic place in many ways. If the player, for example, destroys a monster lair or drives bandits out of a fortress, no more wandering enemy groups will spawn from these places. Some quests might even change the function a location has on the world map. Besides the horses and camels, player can also travel on the ship across the sea and of course face various encounters with tactical turn-based naval battles. Character system is based on 3.5e System Reference Document and allows to forge a game with a classic character system based on the most popular pen and paper role-playing games. It is a familiar and easy-to-learn system that provides many opportunities for character building, offering different races and classes, dozens of feats and skills, as well as over 100 magic spells for the player to train his characters in. The world is inhabited by many classic fantasy races, 7 of which are playable: the profiling humans, the sturdy dwarves, the graceful elves, the inventive gnomes, the savage half-orcs, the crafty halflings, and the talented half-elves. Each race comes with its own distinct characteristics, ensuring that the choices you make during character creation matter throughout the whole game. Alongside with the 7 different races, the player can also choose from 8 different classes for their characters, each one offering a unique set of abilities and a distinct gameplay style. No matter if you are a power gamer who wants to optimize his characters or a role player who wants to give his party a personal touch, you can create any type of character you want. In addition to regular classes, high-level characters will be also able to unlock a prestige classes, giving them additional flavor and specializing their role in the party even more, pretty much the same as it was in games like Neverwinter Nights. I personally was happy to see interactivity mentioned. Due to fully interactive environments, almost all objects in the game world can be picked up or manipulated, and even have spells casted on them. Maybe you can open that gate by casting a telekinesis spell on the lever on the other side. Well, if that part will be implemented fully, that would be really cool as for me. The dialogue scripting system allows NPCs to respond to your character's race, class, and even appearance, and of course to your past deeds. As per developers, the overall philosophy highly values the player's agency, and so the player is always free to choose whom to work for: the city guard or the criminal underworld, the loyalists or the rebels, the innocent townspeople or the sinister sorceress who wants to turn them into her slaves. As per developers, Realms Beyond will never force the player into a set path. I also want to separately mention 2 scenes I loved a lot. First is the game will have a deep modding support. Along with the game itself, developers will also release editing tools to the players so they can create their own world spaces and campaigns. Modders will be able to use the very same level editor and dialogue editor that developers were using to create the game itself, allowing the modders to forge new campaigns and even whole new world spaces with a great level of complexity. Second one is the sound effects and music. Not without a reason, if you remember, I started showcasing the game from a short, dark scene where only most of the sounds were noticeable: background music, spellcasting and that dying goblin sounds, and the hero's laugh. The audio in Realms Beyond is one of that type when you hear it for the first time and already sure, yes, this part of the game will be really great, no doubts. You can also listen to many sound samples at Realms Beyond Kickstarter page. Remember I was telling about the depth and dedication. The thing is, in this video I didn't even mention 20% of total information about the game at the moment. Want even more dedication examples? Just look on the project update number 6 and read amazingly detailed descriptions of the artifacts, like each of them would have its own spirit and history. I'm not that type of YouTuber who will promote an unfinished product, but what I can say for sure, Realms Beyond is worth of at least few minutes of your time to investigate project page and decide everything yourself. Thanks for watching guys, and stay tuned. Scimitar Gaming here, signing out.